wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Here we go. Welcome to the KVJ show. It is Tuesday, and it is noticeably cooler outside.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hopefully this is it. This is wintertime, baby. I hope.
It just seems like every time I'm outside, it's damp. Whether it's in the morning or in the after, I'm always walking in puddles accidentally.
It's still been very wet and rainy. Yeah. Kind of got the same thing going on today.
We need to get you some galoshes.
I would love a galosh. That's a great idea. I'm ruining sandals at an alarming rate.
Panda's got like 3 extra because back when he was in television news, you know, they would always send him out into the eye of the storm. And so he had to have all these different boots. He's got these boots that look like shrimp boots. He's got galoshes. He's got rain boots. He's got a bunch.
I think you know me. I'm a galosh kind of guy.
I'm going to snag some of his galoshes because he never, I repeat, never wears them. He wouldn't even notice if
Never wears galoshes, huh?
Never anymore. Since he's not in TV news, he doesn't have to stand outside in puddles for hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Career change.
Look at that. Come into work and you get a free pair of galoshes.
How about that, huh? How about that?
My grandma called them galoshes, so I'm going to call them galoshes.
I know what you mean by it. I knew what you're talking about.
Some old people call them rubbers.
Yeah, that's odd.
Which that makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Hey, put the rubbers on the kids.
Yeah, I need some galoshes and one of those nice big old yellow raincoats.
Yes.
That's what I need in my life.
You do.
All right, well, here we go. It is a lovely Tuesday. Thanks for being here. You can check us out. We got KVJ TV cranking right now. Just go to YouTube and look for the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second, some crazy news. I just read about Sinbad. We were just talking about Sinbad the other day and how he's such a nice guy. We talked to him once on this show, and he hung around after, and we really felt like he wanted to be our friend.
Such a nice dude.
Such a sweet pea. Coming up in a minute, we'll hear the crazy news and what he's going through. But before we get into that, I guess they took Baby Yoda to space.
They did.
Okay.
It's a big trending story, Kev.
Okay. All right.
Baby Yoda was on that rocket, and now Baby Yoda's in space.
I must have seen this story 900 times yesterday. It was a big deal.
So glad I missed it yesterday, but I guess I got to tell you about it today. Here's Baby Yoda in space.
Oh, and look at that. Inside the cabin, we have our 4 astronauts.
5, actually. We've got Baby Yoda on board trying to take a seat right now, I guess.
I know, I think that's Victor Glover's seat, so hope he doesn't mind.
Why does that sound like an SNL skit?
It sounds like the NPR SNL skit. Sweaty, it does. Sweaty balls.
All of them. Were you watching the, did you watch any of them from this space thing?
I haven't seen any of it, no.
Well, there was a little bit of it on the evening news last night, and they were all doing some comedy. I guess it was 3 Americans and a Japanese astronaut.
Okay.
And the Japanese guy is giving like a tour of the capsule. He's like, over here is the freezer where we keep the ice cream. No, just kidding. It's where we keep the experiments and stuff we have to do. Like, they're all doing an act up there.
Space comedy?
Space comedy.
They actually made space kind of interesting.
Okay, you like space comedy.
I like space comedy because normally it's pretty dry and boring.
Okay.
Is this because SpaceX made the capsule and made all the plans and not NASA?
You think that this is handwritten comedy from Elon Musk?
I mean, here's how you get people like me on Team Space. You make it actually interesting and not dry and stupid.
I mean, you're really saying that they had a lot of one-liners.
They did. You need to watch.
Okay.
There was a bunch yesterday. I was very impressed. In other news, this could be good. Alec Baldwin and Kelsey Grammer are teaming up for a sitcom. It'll be the same people that did Modern Family are now doing this new show that will revolve around 3 guys who were roommates back in their 20s. and now have reunited to be, I guess, friends again, roommates again, decades later. That could be funny.
Does it work, Kev?
It sounds like The Odd Couple.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, if you have good writing and you have good actors, which you do,
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey Grammer, Alec Baldwin, I think they can handle it.
and you got writers that have success, I would bet on it. I'd say it'll work.
And finally here, some sad news about Sinbad. His family has revealed that the 64-year-old comedian recently suffered a stroke. Now, they are hoping that he will be on the road to recovery. They're faithful and optimistic, they say. But they are asking for everybody who loves Sinbad, which we all do, to please pray for him and pray for his healing. Sinbad has been in the game for a while.
Yeah, he has.
Super nice dude.
Super, super nice dude. So we're praying for you, Sinbad. And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Okay.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to kvjshow.com and click KVJ Gear.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jaybird?
I had a question for some restaurant owners out there. When they are deciding who to go with when it comes to their soda, they either go with Coke or a Pepsi. Is there a lot of thinking that goes into that, or is that more just of a brand loyalty? Is Pepsi cheaper to deal with than Coke, or vice versa? I want to know, because I've been watching a lot of those restaurant shows where they go in there and they make all kind of little tweaks and changes to, get the profit margin higher for the person owning the restaurant. And there's so much you got to think about when it comes to opening up a restaurant. And I was wondering, just even with those little decisions, Coke or Pepsi product, how much of that keeps you up at night? Is that a big decision?
I bet you there's a salesperson for all these different soda companies, and maybe it's about the relationship you have with the salesperson. Maybe it's about the deal they give you for the product.
Is it weird that I want a Coca-Cola person to call in and a Pepsi person to call in? Both of them tell me why I should go with Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah. Jaybird's Pizza Palace is opening up January 2021.
Oh my gosh.
Who should we get to do our soda?
Because I love both of them, but Jaybird's Pizza Palace, it sounds amazing.
It does have a good ring to it, doesn't
does. I have to get a pizza place before I die. That's I'm certain of that. But yeah, I would love to hear both of the pitches. Let's get these cola wars started.
That would be cool to hear. What do they say to a new restaurant? How do they woo you? What are the incentives? What are the bonuses?
Because you're right. You have to have a salesperson for that.
You have to.
Coke's got to sell it. Pepsi's got to sell it. Who am I taking with me?
And I bet a lot of times if you've had a relationship with a salesperson from before, people like familiar salespeople that they trust.
I'm a free agent right now. Jaybird's Pizza Palace is looking to sign some soda people.
And there's independent soda people too, besides just your Cokes and Pepsis.
But when you have independent, that means you can't display and give out Coke and Pepsi. Right?
I think you can have both. The Pizza Girls on PGA, they have an independent soda company doing like organic, like healthy soda. And they also have like major name brand soda as well. Like they have both.
I love when people try to give me that Whole Foods soda. Oh, Bird, it's just as good as a Coca-Cola. Right. And then I want to take that drink and throw it right in their face because it's lies.
How dare you try to make me healthy?
If I haven't drank soda in 3 years and then you give me that, I'll be like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, I got a soda palate. Don't be giving me some health soda trying to trick me saying it's real soda.
You are wise of the world.
Oh, man, we hit a nerve.
You did.
Well, it's soda.
It's soda.
It's the bird. What are you expecting? What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I don't think I've talked about this very much, but I grew up in a house that we had some roaches, and it was always the source of lots of stress for me as a young person, because if you're young, you can't control that. And my mom used to set off these bug bombs, and they used to do nothing, basically. They would kill like maybe half the roaches, and the other half would probably just laugh at us and procreate.
And get mad and say, now we have to plot against them.
Now you've killed my cousin, now I'm coming for you. So that, I haven't really talked about that, but that scarred me as a young person.
You know, roach scars?
Yeah, I do, because it was horrible growing up, having that always be a fear. I remember one time I was sleeping and I felt a roach on my face, and that I will never, till the day I die, forget that feeling. So, as a grown-up with her own house now and her own family, Virginia is psychotic about pest control. And I've got a guy, he actually lived in my neighborhood when I first moved there, so I liked having him close proximity. Will, the bug guy. And anytime I have any kind of issues with any kind of bugs, I am quick to text Will. So about a week ago, I opened up my silverware drawer, and this giant roach came leaping out, and I screamed.
It's got hops, huh?
Rocco was right there. He saw it, so I have a witness. He screamed.
It leapt at you?
It leapt.
Did it wink too?
No, it did not wink. It leapt, and then it crawled.
Dunked over.
It crawled back into where the pots and pans are, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Where there's one, you know there's more.
Was it a big one?
It was a big one, and that made me think, okay, maybe it's an outside roach that somehow got in. It's not like a bunch of little ones that are now doing an infestation thing in my house. So that made me feel better that it was a big giant one. So immediately I'm texting Will, and I'm like, you got to get your ass here tomorrow. And so he did. He came the next day, and he was teaching me about bug control, and he offered some insight that I never, even thought about, because he said a lot of people have this where they see one or two roaches and they think they can handle it, and they set off some bombs or they put out some traps. He's like, but I have the goods. I have this stuff. I have this special, he's got this special stuff that not only kills the roaches, but also, like, if it doesn't kill them, it makes them infertile. It makes their eggs not ever hatch.
They bring it back to the queen or something.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And what he has, they don't have in the bug bomb stuff. And so he was explaining to me that if you set off just the bug bombs, yeah, you kill the roaches that are living, but a lot of times you don't get the eggs. And so he put this little stuff everywhere that looks like little globs of peanut butter.
Okay.
But
delicious.
It's like under the cabinets. It's in places you can't see. It's like in cracks where you don't touch, and it's like stuff that you don't get on you. But he just taught me about, how if you have a few roaches, don't think you can handle it yourself like my mom did. Call in the experts. Get it done right.
Well, just so you know, if you live in Florida, especially South Florida, you are going to be dealing with roaches, and you're going to be dealing with rats. It's just a matter of how are you combating that. They're going to always try to get in.
You're always going to have critters.
Always.
It's a Florida thing.
Just by doing the home inspection stuff with me looking for a house, they'd say, look, you cannot escape South Florida without having rats milling around, roaches trying to get in.
Some kind of critter.
You can prevent with the, you're talking about the peanut butter or covering up holes. People have holes in their house. They have no idea that they're there. They're small, and rats and roaches will always find them.
And ants, too. That's a big thing. When it's raining outside, which it has been for like 40 days and 40 nights, these ants, they come in because they're looking for higher ground.
You feel betrayed by life when a roach is crawling on you while you're sleeping. It's not supposed to go that way.
It messes with your head, and you carry it into your adulthood. You're 47 now, and you still think about that roach when you were 10.
That happened to, I told you about that crappy motel we were going to stay at in Georgia. I was laying in the bed, and I felt something crawling on me, and it was the biggest roach on my leg. It's a terrible feeling in the bed of the motel.
Awful. Awful. So yeah, if that's your life and that's what's going on, get a bug person, get that peanut butter stuff, and just deal with it.
Okay.
Roaches shut down a party.
Yes,
they do. Me and my dad went to a Chinese buffet, and the roaches were on the buffet table and would crawl underneath the food.
I can't.
We should have left when we walked in the Chinese buffet, and our feet were sticking to the ground. Sign number one to get the heck out of there.
Yeah, no.
Listen to the signs.
Yes.
That is a great sign. Yeah. Coming up, we're actually going to be talking here in just a bit, actually, about signs that are food poisoning red flags, and sticking to the floor is one of those.
I believe it.
Yeah. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a bit. My question here is, I always feel like you need to have at least one British show in rotation. And I'm wrapping up the final season that they have of Peaky Blinders on Netflix. And so I got to figure out which British show to replace it with when I'm done. Either The Queen's Gambit, which I'm hearing a lot about, or The Crown.
Or The British Bake Off.
I'm not going to do that one.
I've been getting messages about this Queen's Gambit. A couple of different people have reached out to me saying that I would love it.
It was trending on Netflix.
I can't overload and do too many British shows at one time, or I'm going to come in here sounding like Peppa Pig.
Rocco does that. He watches Peppa Pig and then he talks British for about 2 days.
Yeah, so I can't overload on British or else I'll start talking in an accent. Nobody needs that. So I got to figure out, if you had to say The Queen's Gambit versus The Crown, which one do you go with? Now, here's the thing about The Crown is I don't know if it's an immediate payoff because the show's been on for a while. It started airing in 2016, and a lot of people have been waiting for Princess Diana. So 4 years later, they have finally got to the storyline that includes Princess Diana. And so that's my question. Is it worth writing through all these episodes, which I'm sure you probably need to see to understand what The Crown is all about to get to Princess Diana? Who has seen the new seasons or the new episodes that they have in the new season of The Crown? And which one, if you've seen The Queen's Gambit too, is better? Because I can only replace with one British show.
And you really should only take the opinions of people that have seen both. Because if you've seen both, you can contrast and compare and give Kevin the best advice. The Queen's Gambit just started back in October, so it's brand spanking new.
But I hear that the final episode of The Queen's Gambit is just powerful. It's just great.
It's going to make you weep, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. As excited as chess can make you, you're going to be at the pinnacle of ecstasy.
I know you say you're not going to do it, but we are getting a lot of votes for the British baking show. Apparently, it's very popular.
Oh, it is? Okay. Well, I'm not a big baker, so I'll go something else. All right, any thoughts on that? What would your vote be? Crown versus Queen's Gambit? You can let me know, 877-979-WRMF. Coming up here, we will be talking about the food poisoning red flags, what you need to look out for. And you can tell that it's probably a sign that you should not eat here. What's on the list? We'll go over it next.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
So much stuff to watch. Got to figure out what to watch and in what order. What is better and what is more important to see? I've been hearing a lot about this Queen's Gambit, which apparently is actually a chess show out of Kentucky.
Wait a minute, it's not British?
It's not. Sounds like it, though.
It does.
Through me.
Then you got your answer. Just watch the other British show.
Yeah. Well, which one do I watch first out of the Queen's Gambit and The Crown? Which I guess they're both about queens. Just different kinds. One's about chess queen, and the other one is about a royalty queen. Because I got Peaky Blinders, which is a show that I'm kind of wrapping up now on Netflix. I'm on just started the final season of that.
What do you give a Kevin or Austin Rotten Tomatoes on that?
It's a solid B. I like it, and I've been kind of sludging through it. It's not bad. It's good. It's kind of like a 1920s British gangster.
I hear a lot of passion behind that voice, Virginia.
It's a B.
All right.
So I'm telling you, I don't want to, sell it and then somebody watch it. It was terrible.
I know. People get really mad when you sell something on the air and they don't like it.
It's solid. Okay. I like it. I enjoy watching it, but it's not somewhere I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's got to know about this show. And it seems like The Queen's Gambit, everybody's like, oh my gosh, everybody's got to know about this show. But then people were talking about, The Crown. They finally got to Princess Diana. You need to watch that. And I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be one or the other that I do after Peaky Blinders. What's it going to be?
Go Kentucky one. The Queen, all that stuff. It's boring, right?
Somebody said if you like history, you'll love it, but season 2 is slow. And I was like, when I saw that kind of...
But you do like history.
I do.
Slow British stuff about the Queen. I've heard enough. Wallace Pennington, I'm out.
That was kind of a speed bump for me, too. Just slow.
Yeah.
I like history, but not slow history. Keep it fast. So I asked the question on Twitter, what should I watch first? And Queen's Gambit is in a solid lead, 71% of the vote so far over The Crown. So, and I kind of want to see, too, is it really worth it with the Princess Diana character? Is it that amazing, or is it just, it's okay? So it's fourth season of The Crown that they just did that, and it covers Diana from age 16 to 28, starting in the late 70s is where they pick up with that, if you want to watch it. Well, you're talking about cockroaches, nasty places, sticky floors. All could be red flags that you just stopped into a place to eat that will give you food poisoning.
I told y'all that it was awful. As soon as you walked into this Chinese restaurant, you stuck to the floor. You could hear it.
That's gnarly.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah. Really nasty there. So, what are the other red flags that scream you are about to get food poisoning from this restaurant? Some of them, unfortunately, you learn the hard way. Like for me, when you see a sign that says all-you-can-eat seafood buffet and you're in the Smoky Mountains.
Pretty gross.
The sea is far.
Far.
I remember Shoney's would have some shrimp and fish. Aquatic stuff from a Shoney's, I think, is a big no-no.
If I'm at Shoney's, I'm there for the breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
I ain't getting no fish and shrimp.
There's some place you just don't go aquatic.
No, and that would be one. Another red flag that you're about to get food poisoning from this restaurant, mayo-based salad that should be kept cold, but it's too close to the hot food, and it's been sitting there for hours lukewarm.
That's how you get ptomaine or some really terrible, terrible food poisoning.
Dirty air vents. Ever look up at the ceiling like, eee.
It's such a turnoff, man.
Yeah.
Well, because you're thinking if that's not clean.
Right.
They're not cleaning the dishes.
It's what it is, and we're smart like this. You know, humans are built to survive. And what is important about a restaurant is attention to detail. And if they do not pay attention to some of the little things, some of the important things next to the food are likely also going unchecked and unnoticed. So if I look around and see some things out of place, or this is a little messy, or that's dinged up, or I'm like, okay, what else are they overlooking or not taking the time to fix and make sure it's right?
I'm not sure if it's on your list or not, but one that is always a red flag for me is when you get a menu, especially like a plastic menu, and there's food, old food stuck on that menu, like a piece of corn or something. Ugh.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be going on right now. Most places I've seen are given like paper menus that are disposable, or I've seen this too where you scan a QR code and you pull up the menu on your phone, so all you're touching is your own phone. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, and I think that's one of those things that we might be seeing post-pandemic too, even if we're not so worried about a virus.
I love that. That's so much better.
Well, when you think about it, menus are gross.
Menus are
the
gross.
ones that they keep on giving back. I mean, if they don't clean them.
Yeah.
The pandemic has forced us to, and not everybody thought about germs the way I thought about germs. And it's good because it's thrust everybody into my mind frame.
Kevin's been COVID ready for 15 years.
Oh, I have. I've been noticing all these little things nonstop. And so to me, hey, I kind of actually love COVID society. Pandemic rules are great for me. Another red flag that screams you're about to get food poisoning from a restaurant, the same guy making the food is the same one taking the money. And you don't see him washing his hands in between.
Yeah.
That you should just turn right around and walk right out.
That's tough.
And the wait staff uses the same bathroom as the customers.
Oh, man, I do not want to see the server go in there, take a dump, and then take my order. It's not cool.
Yeah.
Is that appetizing?
So there you go. Those are some of the biggest signs that you are about to step into food poisoning. Anything else you would like to throw into the mix? You can, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Somebody said when you look and you see the cook is as greasy as the food. Yeah, there was one that I saw, and God bless him, you know, I think he might have had a condition, but it was one of those places where, you know how they had that almost window where you can see back into the kitchen?
Sure.
The cook was back there, and he was hustling. he was really working hard. But they had that thing where you put the food up on.
Yeah.
This guy was so sweaty, it was like jumping off his forehead. And he was leaning over to try to yell at one of the people to get this stuff. And I saw him sweating into the food.
Oh.
And I was like, we're out of here.
Check, please.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
My gosh. I was like, it's one of the gnarliest things I've ever seen. And then, of course, I watched that plate and go all the way to the person who ordered it and just saw him gobbling up that chef's sweat.
And you want to tell the guy, but now you can't get involved.
I did. It was just too much. Why do I want to jump in on this?
It's the worst seat to have in the restaurant where you're sitting down and you can see everything going on in the kitchen. Some people might like it so they know what's going on. I don't want to know.
That's so gross. That'll make me go to Publix and go home and make my own meal.
Yeah. I don't think
That's going to change my vibe for all food prepared by someone else for the next 48 hours.
it was at an airport. I was starving, and I think it was so bad I didn't eat all the way home.
I'll have a beer.
Scarred you.
That's when you start drinking.
Well, there's no way that doesn't give flavor in the food. It
Oh,
probably
it makes it
does.
salty and
It's
delicious.
got an MSG. So tasty.
Ooh.
We got Renee here from Royal Palm. She's going to take a crack at it. She says she's been listening forever.
Okay.
Hello, Renee.
Hey guys,
Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I feel like you guys are family. Like I have dreams with you guys.
That's a good start.
Okay.
That is a
Tell
good
us
start.
about these sexy dreams.
Okay. If you get the first one right, boom, you're in, you're out just like that. We'll see. But you got 3 to get 1 right. First question. Producer Denny's has a talking cat. What is his cat's name? Remember the name?
I can see what the cat looks like.
I know,
That's the
yeah.
sad part.
Can you hear what the cat sounds like? That's
Yeah,
not-
I've heard him talk before. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay.
Tell
You
me
still,
when you say it.
you got 2 more.
The chat room's going crazy.
I'm so insulted. Meow meow.
Rufus is the talking cat.
Rufus.
Yes, I know.
That's just my dog's name. I knew that.
All right, I think the next ones will be easier here. Okay. Next question here. Suits recently has talked about his grandmother and how she went out with a former A-list celebrity that heads a massive rock band. Who is the celebrity? In fact, it's why he has all this memorabilia in the room where he does his chats from home.
Oh God, the chat room's gonna hate me because I don't even know the Gene.
That's
Simmons?
okay.
That's a tougher one. That's
That's tougher.
tough.
Kevin's coming with the heat for you.
Jaybird wrote the question.
Please, David.
Thanks, Jaybird. You made him impossible.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I don't know if did I send you that exact question?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're fighting.
Yeah, I did not write that one.
Because I thought it was Rodney Dangerfield that it was.
Oh, is that who
Yeah,
it is?
musician. I don't know about the
Oh, okay.
musician part.
I won't count that.
This is a
Add
bunk
that in there.
question.
I don't
That's
remember.
my fault. I'll just throw that one out
Yeah,
there.
Rodney Dangerfield's not a singer.
No, you're right. Okay.
We have to throw that one out. That one will not count against you.
What was the Rolling Stones thing? Or she just loves the Rolling Stones? Oh, that's your mom. Okay. Well, I'm confused too. I don't even know the show and I'm on it. Okay, we won't count that one. Okay, what about this one here, Renee? Virginia talks about attending LSU with this former NBA legend. What is the name of this former athlete?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
Okay. There we go. I had a feeling you're going to get one. Well, congratulations, Renee. You got some plans for this weekend. You've got Adam Carolla. He's going to be in town recording his podcast. He's got stuff going on Friday and Saturday. I'll let you work it out with Denny's, what you go to, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
You
are
did it.
so welcome. Very
You
nice.
made the chat room so proud.
Very nice. Yeah, even throwing bunk questions at her, I blew it. So thank you very much for playing along.
I'm sorry if I wrote that up wrong.
No, I got confused because I forgot I even forgot that his grandmother hooked up with Rodney Dangerfield. I forgot that story. For some reason, I was thinking Rolling Stones, but that was his mom. His grandma was the one that had
Turns
Rodney
out
Dangerfield.
The women in his family are very sexual.
Well, no, my mom just loved the Rolling Stones.
She
didn't
never
hook
bagged
up
any of
with
them?
any member of the Rolling
Yeah.
Stones. I just want to put it on the record.
I heard she kissed Mick Jagger.
She probably would have loved it, but that did not happen.
That song moves like Jagger.
Gotta keep it all straight here.
No, my grandmother was the one who was dating Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay, all right.
You got a little fascinating tale.
It's just the surface. There's so much weird stuff in my family's history.
Suits has got, he's like an onion. He's a lot of layers that just
Lot of
keeps on
layers.
coming off.
I need more Suits.
A lot of layers. Okay, very nice. Well, coming up here in a couple minutes, sadly, we cannot add Suits' grandma or mom to this. The Celebrity Slut game we're going to be playing here.
Oh, we shouldn't.
No, what this is celebrities have revealed how many people they've been with. I will pair two people up. You tell me who is claimed to have slept with more people. Yes. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a matter of minutes on the KVJ show. Other than Suits' grandma, do we know how many people Rodney Dangerfield hooked up with? We ever heard that story?
No.
Doesn't feel like it'd be a lot, but I don't know. I mean, maybe
No.
he was getting it.
I mean, he was kind of riding high, back to school. The man was on top.
I think he didn't get any respect in the beginning because he was an
Yeah.
older dog when he really made
He
it.
was,
But
yeah.
after that, I'm sure.
He did get respect.
Yes.
Therefore, nullifying his most famous line.
Didn't he rip through about 3 marriages too?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be
Thought so.
shocked.
Yeah, so I wonder if Grandma was in between one of those marriages or when that all went down.
Too bad Grandma didn't lock that up.
Yep, right.
Then Suits would have been like related to Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow, how about that? He'd have that Caddyshack money coming in.
That would be nice.
That would be
That'd be
nice.
good for all of us.
We could really use that Caddyshack money right about now.
Yeah.
Suits. I mean, why didn't Grandma seal the deal?
I don't think she could put up with him. So my
Really?
grandmother was a very, she
Is this your
swore up and
mom's
down.
mom or your
Yes.
dad's mom?
My grandmother was always a very tough woman. Like, there was at one point, because the family had a lot of, doesn't matter now because I don't think it's the same people, but there were a lot of mob connections back in those days too. And my grandmother just went and sat down with the mob boss and told them they were going to kill one of my family members for a debt. And she just basically sat there and talked them down from it because of the connection they used to have with my grandfather. So this is the kind of person my grandmother was back then.
Wow.
She was
pretty
no nonsense. You knew her.
ballsy.
She was running with the mobsters?
Yeah, well, after my grandfather passed, because he died when my mom was 14, so he had all those connections, and they just all knew my grandmother, Ann. They knew when she came by, she was a tough woman. She didn't put up with anything, and
Yeah.
I don't think she could handle Rodney's personality. I think it was too much for her.
He was probably a diva. Most comedians are. They're up, they're down. It's a weird ride if you're dating a comedian.
So your grandparents were connected to the mob.
Everybody in New York knew my grandfather. Like anybody that was somebody with that kind of a connection, they knew my grandfather. He was that kind of guy. He wasn't a bad guy. He was the one that always helped out everybody, but he knew
The
these
good
people.
mobster.
He might have, run numbers.
Doesn't it sound
He
like
was
a
a public adjuster
Oh,
in New
okay.
York City in the 60s.
It sounds like a CBS show, doesn't it? The Good Mobster. Yeah.
But yeah, I have a cousin who gambles so much, like Royal Caribbean will send them on cruises comped because they know they'll drop 20 large in the casino as soon as they get on the ship.
my.
So he got into major issues with debts with the mob after my grandfather passed away, and they basically threatened him. So my grandmother, just knowing them, basically sat down and talked them down from putting a hit on him and worked out a deal to pay them back.
Wow. Grandma don't play.
She was a tough woman, my grandmother. She really was.
What I tell you, Suits like an onion. Just
There's a
layers
lot of
keep
layers.
coming. Did
Who
you know
would've
he was
known?
connected to the mafia?
Had a
No.
connected grandma that bagged Rodney Dangerfield.
Amazing.
It
My
really is
grandma
amazing.
yelled at the mob. And
I
won.
always find out random things as the days go
Dang.
by.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is a game here. From their own admission, these celebrities have revealed what they say are the number of their sexual partners.
They say.
They say. So keep that in mind. It's what they say.
I know your boy Gene Simmons has this crazy number, and I feel like Paul Stanley doesn't believe it. Kind of calls him out on it.
Paul, I love when Paul calls Gene out.
Okay, here we go. So let me pair up Gene Simmons versus Hugh Hefner.
Oh, my.
Who's had more?
I think it's Gene.
I mean, they're both probably in the thousands.
I think it's Gene, although I probably believe Hugh's number to be more accurate, but the number will be Gene Simmons. That's the highest.
Gonna go Gene? Yeah, it is Gene. Gene Simmons is claiming 4,800 ladies in his days. Hugh Hefner claimed just over 1,000. And he said the reason was he was married and never cheated on his wives when he was married.
Oh, that's why he has so little numbers. 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, so there's so few.
1,000's not little.
That's so many people, man.
He tries to play it off like, it's not only 1,000.
I was not a womanizer. I only betted 1,000 women.
Jack Nicholson versus Charlie Sheen.
Oh, boy.
Both of them, there's just so many stories about both of them.
Okay.
But I feel like Charlie Sheen gets a lot done in one round. There's 7 people involved in one round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might be right.
When he has a night,
yes,
he works in a plethora.
Who do you think has claimed more?
I'm going to go Sheen claimed more.
Okay. You are 2 for 2, Bird.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever seen the clip of Jack Nicholson hitting on the girl, Jennifer Lawrence, after she won her award.
No.
She's doing an interview, and then here comes Jack, who's way older than her. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Doing his whole thing. And she gets the vapors, but it's all live in this interview. Yeah. You see Jack, how he does it.
You see Jack's rap.
You do. You see what he does.
I think Jack probably has a great rap.
Yeah, he goes, I'm Jack.
That's the rumor. I've seen interviews of people talking about Jack's rap.
Yeah,
of what he
does. That good.
Yes.
He's that smooth. Charlie Sheen's claiming 5,000. Jack Nicholson, only 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's laid up.
And I feel like at least 3,000 of Charlie Sheen was during his whole warlock phase, during that 3-year run where he was doing all the drugs.
He's knocking out 1,000 a week. Okay, what do you think here? Celebrity Select game. We'll go NBA players. Dennis Rodman versus Lamar Odom. Who do you think, at least by their own admission, has had more sexual partners?
Rodman's going to be honest and proud of it. I think Lamar is going to be shameful and not give you the truth. I'm going Rodman.
Okay. You have missed your first one. Oh. They're very close. Dennis Rodman saying it's pretty much at 2,000, but Lamar is saying over 2,000, so 2,000 plus. So he just wins by a handful.
I believe Dennis. I don't know if I believe Lamar.
I'm with you. And when it gets to that kind of numbers, are you writing it down?
Right. I think they're just trying to guesstimate, trying to remember what they can of their life.
Well, they probably know about how many chicks they get in a month. And then they times that by 12. And then they times that by how many years they've been getting it.
I mean, if those numbers are true, how do you not... Even if you're practicing safe sex, how do you not get something?
They all
I think they both have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody you've named.
I don't think they've avoided anything.
I bet.
I don't think you escape, even if you're practicing safe sex. How?
At the very least, they all have crabs.
Yeah.
At the least, you'd have to have a crab
There's something
or two.
going on there. Yeah. Okay, we've got Russell Brand versus Dustin Diamond, Screech from Saved by the Bell. Who's claimed to have had more?
Definitely Russell Brand.
Okay. Do you agree, Virginia?
No, I think Screech would be cocky and lie.
You're right on that, yeah.
He's a liar.
He's a liar.
Screech has claimed over 2,000 women. Russell Brand's claiming only 1,000.
So Screech probably absolutely got some nookie. He did, but I'm not saying there's no way it's that much.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's dried up a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine it's not so easy these days.
No, it's probably easier for the bird.
Well, he didn't make the reunion, so he's got no fame.
You're right.
No fame going on.
He's already proved to be a liar about the whole porn thing.
Right.
He had a stand-in that says it was him.
Everybody on your cast hated you. That says something about you as a person. I'm with the cast.
Final one here, Mariah Carey versus Amy Schumer. Who's claimed more?
Schumer.
Okay.
Yeah, because Mariah says she's only had like 5 people that she's slept with. I know that because I love Mariah.
Well, people have gone back to old podcasts that Schumer was on, and they have all, because, you know, there was that big hate campaign against Schumer for a long time, and there's stories about her hooking up that she tells from when she was really, really young.
Yeah.
Cab drivers.
That's kind of what it is, yeah. She's claimed 28, Mariah Carey, like Virginia said, only 5. So that's what they claim to have had.
Are you believing any of those numbers?
Look, I love Mariah, but I do not believe her number's 5.
I don't believe her number's 5 either. There's no way.
Yeah, all those numbers could be wrong. There may not be any truth to any of those numbers we just thrown out. That's just what the celebrities claim they've had. Couple celebrity birthdays. Rachel McAdams turns 42 today. And Lorne Michaels. I always wonder, how old is that dude? He's 76. He's the creator of Saturday Night Live and has been there the entire time.
Okay.
And Dr. Evil is based around him.
Yes, it is basically an impression of Lorne Michaels, kind of a behind-the-scenes guy that is not always necessarily behind the scenes.
I heard something between Dana Carvey originally started doing Lorne Michaels, kind of doing it like the Dr. Evil style, and Mike Myers started taking Dana Carvey's version and made his own. So there's a little conflict of who really started the Lorne Michaels.
A little battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a story out today about Lorne Michaels just talking about how he was not cool with John Belushi's drug use, and it was turning out to be a problem on the set of Saturday Night Live. He said,
yeah, your biggest stars on cocaine.
Anybody's heavy drug use is going to affect your television show.
Yeah, he said one time they tried to do a show in February 1979, and John Belushi had been out with Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones.
Uh-oh.
And he said he showed up a mess. He was coughing. He looked terrible. The doctor says, John can't go on. And I was somewhere between rage and very little sympathy.
Yeah, well, because you're putting on a show and he's on drugs.
He was afraid he's going to die on TV. And
nobody should go out with a Rolling Stone.
Not before your
Not
other
before
gig.
your gig. You got to make sure you have 2 days off after any kind of party with the Stones.
yes, Belushi died 3 years after that night from a mixture of heroin and cocaine in 1982. Also got a couple other birthdays to throw out here. Want to wish our sister Jen Boyson the happiest of birthdays. That's from Chad and Amanda. Also, she said, please help me wish my little sister Sinclair and my friend Fabby a happy birthday. Thanks for keeping us all smiling. Love to hear that. Very cool. Apparently, Jaybird is shaping fashion in South Florida. I got this email that said, hey, I just want to let you know how many people are stealing Jaybird's act this year and wearing pajama pants out in public. I'm a hairdresser, and I have had more clients come in with pajama pants than I ever have in the year 2020.
Well, people aren't going into work if they're working from home.
Yeah.
They're just like, look, the only reason I dressed up was to go to the office.
By the way, there's some really cutting-edge, nice pajamas out there. They're really good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been a thing where people just are like, forget it.
And they're comfortable. Look, we all need a little comfort right now. And if rocking pajamas makes you happy, you rock them.
I need to get some new pajamas. Yeah, all right. I'll put that on the list.
Somebody said I've even noticed an increase in the grocery store, too. So, Jaybird, don't ever think you're not influential. I don't know if you can take credit for the rise in pajama pants out there.
I think it's COVID.
As Virginia calls it, it's homeless chic, Kevin.
So there you go. If you've noticed, more people wearing pajama pants, apparently. Coming up here in a couple minutes, Virginia, I believe that we have a resolution to the mystery of who dropped off some delicious pizza at Jaybird's place.
Okay, yeah, because this story had me scratching the old head.
Oh, we got an answer.
So the pizza shows up, and you don't know where it came from, and you ate it?
And honestly, I'd do it again.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Hey, he's not going to turn down a gift pizza.
Poison pizza could
All
have
right.
been.
Who do we think delivered this pizza? We'll get some info on it next.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show. on 97.9 WRMF.
Yesterday, we heard that somebody had dropped off a pizza and some great food at Jaybbird's place. No idea who it was, and Denny's couldn't believe that Jaybird was going to eat it, and he did.
I'd do it again, Virginia.
I know you would. That's the power of pizza right there. My man's weak.
You said it was from a place that didn't have like a name on the box, but the pie was the way that you like it. It was extra wet and saucy and delicious.
It was a WAP, wet ass pizza, and it was in a legit box. It was definitely from a restaurant. It looked like from a restaurant. It had
but it didn't have a name. You couldn't tell where it was from.
It was probably a mom and pop place.
Yeah.
There was no seal on the box either, which I always love. When there's a seal on the box, I'm like, yes.
They're only doing that though if you get through Uber Eats usually, or through a.
I picked up a pizza for the kids the other night, and there's a place by me. They seal the pies, all of them.
Well, you have better pizza places.
Right out the restaurant.
I go to some, I guess, low budget pizza places.
Yesterday on the show, we were speculating who might have left the pizza or what could have happened. Was it one of our listeners that just wanted to drop off a tribute? Could it have been delivery to the wrong place? Did you eat somebody else's delicious pizza?
Not with that order. That order is very specific to my taste buds.
Could it have been the Stalker? A lot of people were asking. Is she back?
Uh-huh.
She's back. It was absolutely the Stalker.
Really?
And we saw her yesterday. And this is a crazy story. Now I'm driving back from Publix with Sweet Denny's, and keep in mind when I come back from Publix sometimes, and I've done this recently, I put some stuff up on the roof of my car, and then I drive off, and then it falls off, and it's a big thing.
She's a scatterbrain.
Sometimes it will stay on my car for a while, and people will beep their horns going, dude, you have a soda, or there's a bag of groceries on your car. So I'm driving down off of where I live at, and we noticed this car behind me flashing their lights, beeping the horns. So the first thing I'm thinking, oh crap, what did I leave on top of my car? So as I'm making the left going into my little plaza area, I'm going, Denny's, what's going on? What's this person want? I don't know. So as I pull in, I kind of pull to the side to see what they're going to say. And as she's pulling up, she rolls down the window, and I go, oh crap, it's the Stalker. And Denny's knows her too, because she stalked Denny's ass before.
What?
Well, she's only stalking Denny's to get to you.
Yeah, I seen her at the grocery store.
Remember, he was shopping, and she all of a sudden appeared. Hey,
where's Jaybird?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she rolls down the window. Now it's just us. She's parked she's on the side of me, parked illegally on the road now.
Blocking traffic.
Blocking traffic. She rolls down the window and goes, so I heard you got the pizza. I heard that you enjoyed the pizza. She heard us talking about it yesterday. Then the cars start to line up. They start beeping the horn. Now she's blocking traffic. She's got to go. She has to start driving south now. And me and Denny's just made a left and said, okay. And that's the last we saw of her.
Let's go home. Oh, wait, she knows where I live.
She's the one. Well, she either sent the pizza or she's taking credit for sending the pizza. Either way, we had a full-on face-to-face encounter.
Yeah.
And now thinking back to it, I'm wondering if she knows where Kevin lives at. Because I left your place to go pick up Denny's to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And that's when all this went down.
Maybe.
She may know where the Ralstons live at now.
Well, if you get a delicious Cobb salad, don't eat it.
Yeah.
Try to resist.
Here's the thing. She started driving. We were expecting her to come back. She never came back. So now we're just kind of waiting, the calm before the storm.
Oh, she's coming back.
She always does.
She just doesn't strike when you're expecting it.
She likes to wait.
Yeah.
And I ate her pizza.
Yeah,
I ate her wet ass pizza.
And you talked about how it was the perfect order.
I bet she put her hair in that pizza and you ate it.
And it wasn't the hair from her head.
Maybe she genuinely wants good things for you.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe she wants to see what my skin tastes like.
Yeah.
She wants you to love her and nobody else.
Well, we haven't heard from her in a while. The pizza story, and then you're asking questions.
Yep, I smelled it.
Yeah, I know you did.
I did.
I think we all smelled it.
We all smelled it. We were hoping it was a mistake by an Uber Eats guy, but come on.
She knows where I live at.
It never happens.
Never.
Unless it's to Jaybird.
Yeah.
Would you eat that pizza now knowing, let's say it showed up and you're like, yep, you just saw the Stalker drive it away as the pizza's there. Would you still eat it? Or
Don't
would you
forget
be
that
like, no?
topping, extra hair.
How hungry am I? No, now that I know,
Now
I
you
didn't think
into it.
I didn't think it was the Stalker. To be quite honest with you.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was somebody doing something nice, like I told you guys about that stormtrooper thing.
Yeah.
You got lulled into a false sense of security by pizza pie.
I've made it worse by eating her pie.
Oh, she knows you like it. She knows that she can get it the way you like it.
All right, take it easy.
And now you're talking about it was WAP?
Wet ass pizza.
Oh, bird.
Just like how the bird likes it.
Yeah.
She is basically probably like liking you more because of this conversation.
Silver lining, I'm moving soon, hopefully.
Oh,
Okay.
she'll be following the movie.
Bad
Yeah.
news is she's gonna know where I
Only a
live.
matter of time.
She's
There's
like,
no way to combat it.
There goes the good Greek truck. Let me follow it.
Poor sweet Denny's didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Carly from Fort Lauderdale texted in. She wanted to know what is the update with Jaybird's house. Do we have anything going on there that you can talk about?
Yeah, we're in the last stages of everything. I've given, I've put money down and all that. It's just now a matter of it needs to get appraised, and that's the last. If it gets appraised at the price they're asking,
They had the inspection. The inspection went well.
Yes, the
So
inspection-
now the appraisal.
we are at the last stages. So if anything goes wrong now, it will be heartbreaking. Bill Buckner ground ball underneath the
Because it
leg.
looks like it's a done deal.
It's so close, Kevin.
Yeah.
But this house is going to do great because my friend also looked at this house and said this house is a good house.
I'm hearing rumors that one of Virginia's best friends bought the house right next door to me.
Oh, wow.
Right next door.
Oh,
at
block
the s-
party.
They're at the same place in the purchasing process. My friend is waiting, and they're closing in December. Jaybird is waiting, and he's closing in December. Like, next door.
Yeah.
How freaky and trippy
Of
is
all the
that?
places in South Florida, yeah.
I don't know if I like this because I don't want Virginia. That's
Should
so
be there all the time now.
my next door. So I got a Stalker and I've got Virginia.
Which is worse.
Oh my gosh, we can have so many parties.
That's what I'm saying. She's gonna come on knocking on my door. I don't answer knocking doors. I just don't. For good reason, by the way.
Earlier last week, we were doing a little fact or fiction. It was about random food items, and we found out about the Kool-Aid that apparently are very popular in the South. They are pickles soaked in Kool-Aid that are apparently very popular. But we're like, would that be good or not?
Panda was totally digging it. He wanted to eat some last night, but I was
Yeah.
like, no, they're not ready yet. They got to sit overnight in the fridge.
They do, okay.
Which these have.
All right, so we got Kool-Aid. We get to try them out.
Yeah.
How good are they? Kool-Aid. They're going to be good or they're going to be gross? These are pickles dipped and soaked in Kool-Aid. Apparently very popular in different parts of the Southeast, apparently. Found this out last week on the show. We're like, I wonder if that would be good or not. I do love pickles.
I do too.
I do like Kool-Aid.
I haven't tried them yet, but I
Yeah.
just tasted the pickle water.
Yeah.
It's kind of yummy.
Is it really?
It's sweet and it's tangy because you leave the pickle juice in the jar.
Yeah.
And you add the Kool-Aid mix and you add the sugar and then you shake it real good, let it sit overnight and let it get in there and the juice is good.
So it's healthy.
Yeah.
This is just my. I love pickles. I was shocked to see how healthy pickles are. There's nothing in them. There's no calories, and then they give you
Yeah.
some.
Pickles aren't bad for you.
No, they give
Yeah.
you some good stuff. Actually,
Yeah. Oddly enough, I think people use pickle juice a lot to rehydrate.
Really?
I thought so, yeah. There's something about people drinking some pickle juice.
My
for stuff.
girlfriend drinks it after she does a shot of whiskey.
I hate
They call
that.
it a pickleback.
it's terrible.
Right, yeah.
I can't do it.
But for a little FYI for you, it's kind of good sometimes is to dip bread in pickle juice and then fry that in your pan with some cheese on there. It gives you a pickly kind of butter and pickle, Virginia.
Okay, I would do that.
Okay, let's give this a shot here. We do have to get some people lined up as well for Denny's or Animal. If you want to play a fun little game with animal noises, you can call us up right now, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. What kind of pickle was this originally?
So these are baby kosher dills.
Okay.
I like a baby pickle. I don't like a big pickle. I like a small pickle.
Oh, I don't like it. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like Foster's Pub, a pub I used to go sing karaoke at. I don't like. Oh,
If the pub tasted like something, it would taste like that?
I don't like it. I should have loved that.
It's interesting.
Ugh. 2 thumbs down from the bird.
It's different.
Yeah, but honestly, I think all it does is it makes me want to get rid of the Kool-Aid and just go pickle, because I do love pickles.
The Kool-Aid is the bully ingredient, and for whatever reason, that combo makes it taste like cigarettes or something.
It's a little bit medicine-y at first. It's got a medicine-y front end.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The back end is better than the front end. Once you get into it a little bit more, it's better.
Kind of made me mad.
Yeah, the front end's a little medicine-y tasting.
It does have a weird flavor.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not something I would seek out.
I would never.
Well, I watched some videos.
Experiment. Yeah.
People do it for, like, they'll put it out on a charcuterie tray, and they'll do different color. Like, they'll do, like, a red and a purple. And they'll
Garnish, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's cute, but just know you're not doing it for taste. You're doing
It's a
it more for
novelty.
novelty.
I love Kool-Aid. I love pickles. I hate Kool-Aid pickles.
Yeah.
I think he's mad at me.
I am.
It's just an experiment. Somebody said, yeah, the pickle juice for a hangover is what people use that for a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I
Now,
heard that.
the juice is better than the pickle. I don't know if you want to sip, Bird, but I just had a little taste.
People get really mad when we make slurpy sounds and chewy sounds in the microphone. I think I just did it, and then you just did it.
That is actually yummy.
All
Try
right,
it.
I'll drink the juice.
Just like that. I actually would drink that. Oh, my God. That's good.
Bird's not a fan.
Oh, I like that. It's the pickle juice mixed with the sweet Kool-Aid.
You know what it is? It's the wrong Kool-Aid flavor. Cherries, it's too overwhelming. You need to do like a grape or a lemon.
That's delicious, I think. You want some, Denny's? Yeah, Denny's is going to get in it.
Somebody said, too, try pickle spears to do this, because the exposed flesh will absorb the Kool-Aid better if you do it. Interesting to know.
Denny's is going for one of the pickles.
Okay.
The juice is better than the pickle, I think.
Okay. Somebody said, yeah, go with the big pickle spears. That's what makes the good
Well, it's a decent effort.
Kool-Aid pickles. Yeah, it's fun to try. Why not?
It's not the craziest thing.
All right, coming up here in just a little bit, we got some Facebook fishing for you. And also right now, we got a little Denny's or Animal. We have Brittany on here from Margate to play along. Hello, Brittany.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you a big animal enthusiast?
I really am.
I watched this crazy video today. It is this guy that is sitting on a porch. I don't know where. It's dark out. He has about 10 to 15 raccoons, fat raccoons, all around him. And they're coming up to him just like a dog would, and he's feeding them hot dogs.
Raccoons are stinking adorable.
It's such a great video.
It's unreal. I was
Yeah.
like, wow. And he does this all the time. He talks about how they migrate, and next year it'll be a whole new batch.
Aww.
And they were the fattest raccoons I've ever seen. The ones we got around here, Florida got skinny animals. I notice our squirrels and our raccoons are very svelte. They look like they got bikini bods going on. You go up north, and the coons and the squirrels up north look like groundhogs, Virginia. They're so fat.
Why is that?
I think they got to be ready for winter, or maybe they feed them more. I don't know. I remember going to Ann Arbor, and I couldn't believe how big the squirrels were. I'm like, that's not a squirrel. That's a groundhog. You're like, no, it's a squirrel. They just grow them fatter around here. It's crazy. So we're learning a little bit about animals here today, Brittany. You just got to tell us if this is an animal making this noise, or if this is our producer Denny's making this noise.
Okay.
We have here a beaver that is cutting down a tree. A beaver is cutting down a tree here. Is this Denny's or Animal making this noise? Hear it chewing? Timber! And that's what he said in beaver. That's beaver talk for timber.
It's a big tree.
It was.
It's a big beaver.
Yeah, it was. You're right. We only do big beavers around here.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. What do you think here, Brittany? Is that Denny's or Animal in that?
Gosh, it's really, really hard. I don't know, guys. I'm going to go with Denny's.
You got Denny's on that, yes.
I like how you're humoring us. I don't know, guys.
Oh, I'm so tough.
That was Denny's the beaver there. Denny's the beaver.
Adorable.
Okay, I got another one here for you. This is a dog sled pulling its owner through the snow. Maybe this might be the Iditarod that they do, the race in Alaska. Tell me, is this Denny's or animal?
Mush.
Dogs.
Mush.
There's the owner.
Mush. Mush.
That's what they say to get them to run. They say mush. And that means, in dog talk, that means run. Okay, what do you think, Brittany? Is that Denny's or animal?
I'm going to go Denny's again.
Wow. Okay, look at that. Brittany is definitely a big animal fan, isn't she?
You're good.
Yeah. You can't stop Brittany here. All right, we're going to give you one more. Very challenging here. We've got hippos lounging in a watering hole. Hippos are lounging in a watering hole, just bathing. That's what they love to do. Big old girls. What do you think about this? Is this Denny's or animal? Oh, he's got gas. Wow.
Virginia after ice cream.
Yeah. Works many different ways. What do you think about that? Is that Denny's or animal, Brittany?
That's 100% real hippos.
That is 100% real hippos. Very nice.
You said you loved animals, and we believe you.
Wow. How about that? Brittany, you can go around and brag to all your friends about what a big animal enthusiast you are. You got a perfect score on Denny's or animal today.
Thanks, guys. My favorite part was Sinbad.
Timber.
Drama, drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain, ain't you? You're Facebook fishing, Facebook fishing.
Kind of an interesting debate this year is when are you going to be ready for Christmas? I know that some people have put up their trees and their lights and they're like, in 2020, I need Christmas sooner than ever. Other people are like, no, it's too soon. I'm not ready for the Christmas music on radio stations and I'm not ready to put up all the lights yet. And so it's kind of turning into yet another fight. As soon as we get past the election, now we're fighting about Christmas.
It's amazing how many people get so mad about it.
Yeah. If you want to do it, that's fine. Why are we fighting about it?
Do what you wanna.
It's erupted on social media here today. In our latest social post, Jan decided to rant on people who have gone early for Christmas.
Jan is just a Karen in training.
Uh-huh.
That's what that name means.
Well, this Jan's got a friend, Trey. Trey is teaming up with Jan here. Then we've got Howard, and we have got also Pedro jumps in here. I will play the role of Jan. Bird, you can be Trey. Denny's will be Howard. And Virginia, you can play Pedro.
Oh, yeah.
Gracias, Kevin.
Okay. All right, here we go with today's Facebook fishing post. People who celebrate Christmas so early in November are morons. My neighbor's decorations are bright and ugly as hell. It looks like Santa Claus just threw up on their house. Jesus didn't want Christmas this way.
Here comes Trey. I totally agree. My neighbor won't stop playing Christmas music. If I hear Jingle Bell Rock one more time, I'm kicking his holiday-loving ass.
Yes.
People who celebrate Christmas in November are dum-dums.
Right? Yes.
Here comes Howard. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, please take down your offensive post right now, Jan.
No.
Children can see these comments. My daughter just asked me, why does Jan hate Christmas so much? This is triggering to people who love Christmas.
Okay, Howard. I'm going to take this post down when hell freezes over.
Oh.
You know what, Howard? People like you are the problem. You're it. I liked you so much better when you had a set of balls, Howard. That new wife of yours has really done a number on you, huh? Snip, snip.
You can only dream of being half the woman my wife is. She's a great human. You, however, are nothing more than a self-hating Grinch, and you're selfish. Also, who is this Trey clown popping off?
Howard, you sound like an overly sensitive little bitch. People who celebrate Christmas so early in November are annoying as F. You're proving that point right now. I hope Christmas gets canceled just so I can see you and your children cry.
Damn. Here comes Pedro. I'm not having Christmas this year. Mi familia are either dead or yerks. It's just going to be me and my cat Gato. Christmas is dead to me.
Damn, Pedro.
Oh, man.
Well, consider yourself lucky, Pedro. Christmas has become nothing more than a big business, and that's why I get so annoyed seeing people celebrate so early in November. You're not missing much.
The only thing I'll be missing is my dead relatives. Muerto. Christmas sucks and love is dead. Sorry, I've been hitting the cervezas.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to spend Christmas with Pedro either. That's kind of like a bummer.
I didn't invite you.
Yes.
what a buzzkill.
All righty. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the KVJ show. You want to pop over to KVJ TV. You can dial it up on YouTube. Even if you left the house, there's a mobile app for YouTube. Download it for free. Look for the KVJ show and check out our Raise Your Hand poll. We're going to be digging into some true confessions here on the KVJ show. All you'll hear on the radio, though, is the percentage of the KVJ show that has done all these things. Like, do we have any bullies on this show? Have you ever bullied somebody? Sure, Denny's has, but we'll find out the truth here in a minute.
Somebody who is a witch better have a hand raised.
I'm going to raise my hand to your face. Hardcore bully.
All right, check out KVJ TV on YouTube. We got a Raise Your Hand poll coming up for you next. Okay, going to find out the truth about the KVJ show. If you're just listening to the audio, you'll find out the percentage of the KVJ show members that have done all these different things. If you're watching us on KVJ TV on YouTube, you'll be able to see who answers, hopefully honestly, to each of these.
Yeah, bird.
On our After the Show podcast today, we'll expand a little bit on maybe some of the reasons behind them.
They used to call me Honest Abe Pennington back in Lake Park.
Nobody called your ass that.
Bully.
Crazy.
Well, this is the first question we got. I need you to raise your hand if you have ever bullied someone. Raise your hand if you have ever been the bully of someone.
Get it up there.
Okay. Raise your hand. All right. We've got 1 out of 5 raising their hand.
I'm sure the audience is just befuddled of who it is.
Oh, you're so fun to bully.
Okay, who's been kicked out of a public establishment? Raise your hand.
Does 3 times in one night count of the same establishment?
Some people should raise both hands.
What about different cities?
Looks like we got a full boat on that one.
Okay, got 4 out of 5 on that one.
Raising the roof.
All right, raise your hand if you have lied to your employer about being sick. You weren't sick, and you said that you were. Okay, we got 4 out of 5 on that as well. All right. Raise your hand if you have stalked an ex's new partner on social media. The new partner. Just want to size yourself up against them.
Got to size up that competition.
Yeah, you do. 3 out of 5. 60% of the KVJ show has done that.
A few of them are lying.
No, I think the other few are just crazy. Yeah, I don't think they're lying. I think the other people who raise their hand is crazy.
And raise your hand if you have sent a dirty text to the wrong person. Has anybody sent a dirty text to the wrong person? Okay, we've got 1 out of 5.
I've had the opposite
20%.
happen.
I've had autocorrect make texts dirty.
Yeah, I sent my mom one.
When I said I wanted to help the sick kids, it said I wanted to help lick kids.
Oh.
That was
Mine was a
very
little
awkward.
worse. Mine
Yeah.
changed one of my words to a C word.
Oh.
My mom's like, what?
Why did that go to that?
I have no idea.
Who was it going to?
My mom. She's like, what the heck is this? I didn't, you send a text, you put it back in your pocket, and live your life.
Right,
You don't check your work.
Well, she's asking me what, and I'm like, what is she talking
You
about?
said the C word to
I know.
Carol?
I didn't do it on purpose.
That's crazy how that
C ain't for
autocorrected.
Carol, huh?
Yes.
Damn.
Wow.
It's rough.
Okay. Well,
Did
that
she
is
get
tough.
mad about it?
No, but I had to explain. It cost me 4 extra texts to explain what that was all about.
That's a tough backpedal there.
Yeah.
That's a tough backpedal. Okay, we made some of our confessions on KVJ TV. It is your turn. What do you have to confess here today? I got a lot last week, and I couldn't even get to a ton of them. So I will start off with those. So if you sent us a confession last week, I'll start off with those. Anything new that you'd like to confess here anonymously, you can just text it into us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763, coming up here at the KVJ Show. Okay, got your confessions here. You can remain anonymous if you just want to text them in. That's fine. Anybody who's brave enough, you can go in here and boastfully say it on the radio. I don't care. Just tell me what you got. 877-979-WRMF. Somebody's confessing that they got drunk this weekend and had sex with their best guy friend, and he hangs out in the same group as my ex.
Oh, boy.
Well, maybe this is that moment in the movie where you go, oh, you were the one, and I didn't know, and we're together now. Maybe that's, how that happens in a movie.
Yeah.
You hook up with a person, you don't think we're compatible, and then you end up falling madly in love.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's just the movies, Bird.
Could happen. Could happen. We're talking about sending a text to the wrong person.
Oh.
It's dirty. Somebody's confessing that, yes, I did that with my mom. I was trying to text my husband, and I sent to my mom, I love effing you.
Oh, my goodness, that's bad.
That'd be tough. Denny's at least be like, I don't know what happened. It changed it. But, boy, that one's
That hurts your heart.
Yeah, that's a tough one to try to reconcile. Another one said here, I diligently record all of my farts, and I save the best of them to a hard drive because I plan on having them played at my funeral. Okay, well, that will be an interesting service.
Okay, so you're weird.
With the right family, though, it could work.
You think so?
Yeah, it's got to be a kind of a small funeral, but I think it could work.
All right, somebody's into it.
I'm not into it, but I can see it would be.
Sounds like you like it.
Okay. What else do you want to confess here on the KVJ Show? Somebody, who I guess is probably in that bucket of weird. They said here in their text, I suck the juice off the top when I open a tin of Heinz baked beans.
That stuff doesn't weird me out. I mean,
No.
I do licky things to food all the time.
Do you like baked bean water?
Not baked bean water. That's not my cup of soda, Kev.
Okay.
But I do lick things.
Well,
food. Get your mind out of that gutter.
Chewy.
One confession here says, I once lost my tampon on the brain drain at Rapids. Sorry to whoever found it.
Oh my gosh.
I hate that text, Kevin.
I hate it more than you'll ever know.
I think that stuff happens a lot, man. Not there, but just in general.
I've never heard of that happening.
Okay. Oh, that's tough.
That brain drain is intense. I did it once, and I think I've aged out of the brain drain.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's a young person's game.
I think I might have aged out of swimming. I don't know.
It's a lot of old people that swim.
I see you doing water aerobics.
Yeah, I have floaties on, but there's a harness to keep me grounded.
A pink noodle.
Oh, I love a pink noodle.
Somebody texts in, my husband works overnight, and every morning he stays awake to help me get our daughter ready for school, and then he waits for me when I go drop her off. We'll hang out and spend time together, and we get that intimate time in, and it's the only time we truly have to be alone. I love him so much, and I appreciate everything he does, but gosh, I just wish sometimes that you come home and go to bed and let me have time to myself. But I could never tell him that because it would break his heart.
Damn.
Ooh.
You could tell they wanted to keep going on with that text.
They did. They really were.
She's just tired.
They were revving up. Dang, okay. Thank you for that honesty. Somebody else texted in and said, yeah, my husband and I have been trying to get pregnant. However, I've been sneaking birth control.
Oh, my goodness.
Can't be doing this sneaky stuff.
You really shouldn't do that. You got to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
Somebody confesses here. They sent a text. I've taken my kids out of school and I started teaching them real life skills like how to grow weed and launder money. F the system.
The system.
Oh, well, there you go.
I can see how there's a freeing feeling with that.
There are some pandemic people that I've heard say that.
Really?
F the system. The system didn't do nothing for me. I'm going rogue.
I've seen people on social media go, the only country that I care about is my family, meaning that that's all they care about.
Yeah, they're going rogue, Kevin.
They're going rogue. The tone of the post was, we don't need anybody. We're going rogue as a family. Look out.
Somebody texted in to confess, I worked for Macy's Gardens a few years back, and while working there, I had a local well-known resident of PGA visit the men's department once a week just to allow me to see him get off in the fitting rooms. Sometimes more if he asked. He approached me, a man out of nowhere, helped with my golf swing. What?
What?
Wait, so you worked at Macy's in the Gardens Mall, and a dude, a well-known PGA golfer, would come and tug it in the fitting room?
Apparently so.
And we all have a golfer in mind.
Definitely.
I don't know if they're all going to line up, but we all have a golfer in mind.
We've all got a shot.
And apparently for the voyeuristic fun, he gave him golf lessons. I guess. Is that what's going on in that text?
So wait, is the clerk who's writing this male or female?
I don't know. They didn't
Kevin,
say I'm a male or a female.
I need answers.
I'm only reading to you what they sent.
I mean, a lot of times in the men's department, it's men that work there.
It sounds like that the golfer was doing some naughty stuff in the room
with his putter,
and also trying to help the person working there with their golf game. Kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, you know what I'm doing in there, but I'm gonna act like nothing's wrong.
Well, it sounds like the golfer enjoys spending time with this younger salesperson for whatever reason. Maybe they're cute, maybe they're charming, maybe it's all of the above. And the golfer is tugging it and wants the person to know, and then wants to spend time with them and give them lessons.
You think there's no way someone would do that, but then you hear all these crazy stories of all these Hollywood people doing just the weirdest, most unspeakable action.
Right.
Sometimes the more money you have, the weirder you get.
Well, I think it comes with, you think that no one's ever going to call you out. You got power. You got money.
Surrounded by yes men and women.
Yeah, I think if you have yes in your life, that just completely warps your thinking.
Gosh, I'm dying to know more details. Can this person please send more details? Are you a male? Are you a female?
People in our chat room think they know who it is, but nobody knows.
Everybody thinks they know who it is. I need more concrete facts.
That's just weird that's that guy's kink.
Wow, I guess a lot of people have that you probably wouldn't ever expect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, we expect there to be some freaky monkeys out there.
Well, we expect that, but you expect your kinky side to stay within the four walls at your home, not in a dressing room where people don't know what's going on.
At Macy's.
Crazy. Another text here says, during Zoom meetings, me and my work colleague cut little hats out of paper and we photograph them on people's heads and then we share them on WhatsApp.
Harmless crime.
That's amazing.
Harmless crime.
Look, whatever it takes to get through those Zoom meetings, because they are awful.
And it followed a horrific crime story, so it seems so light and
vanilla.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a lot of interesting things for people to confess here today. Anything else to add to it, you can get them to us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Everybody's still trying to figure out who that golfer was. I was telling the show here, I'm like going, there's just so many golfers that are from here. I mean, the guy who just won the Masters, Dustin Johnson, is from Jupiter, and so
he's going home to Paulina, so I doubt it's him.
Yeah, he not only that, he brought $2 million home to Paulina. That's not a bad payday.
But the golfers are still athletes, and we know how professional athletes are.
Yeah.
They like to get a little dirty.
They do. So
they like a few flavors.
But not all golfers are. I mean, if you look at how many people were in the Masters, and I like golf, not a diehard, but probably half the people on that list, I was looking at the board of everybody's in, half the people I don't even know. I'm like, who are these people? And you have your Tiger Woods and all that kind of stuff, but then you got a lot of random names. So there's a lot of golfers here that this could be anybody.
Just like tennis. You know the top 10, and then there's a bunch of good tennis players you don't know.
But they wouldn't be sending the email written like that or the text written like that if it wasn't a name we would recognize.
You don't think? Okay.
I don't think it's some Joe Blow at the bottom of the list that nobody's ever heard of.
Okay.
Although Joe Blow sounds like he's probably a little dirty.
Well, he's good at one thing.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, there's another confession that we got to get to here. I guess Denny's has got Jaybird hooked.
Oh, I brought the product.
You did?
I did. I brought the product that I've been struggling with.
So Denny's like he set the hook, and you got the monkey on your back, and you cannot, and this is kind of ruining your life.
This was never on my radar.
Yeah.
You know, I did that whole healthy October.
Yeah.
Ever since I delved into this, I am out a ton of money, and I'm up 8 pounds.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
What is it that Denny's got you hooked on?
Let me go grab the...
Okay. Because, Jaybird has been obsessing about this. He's asked me about this food at least 3 or 4 times. He's like, do you ever have this stuff? In fact, he was asking me about it just yesterday even. I'm like going... Well, yeah, I mean, I know of it. I know it's good, but man, there's so much calories in this. And, hey.
Denny's eats this?
He loves trail mix, and specifically Publix trail mix. They make the best. It's called, It's called Nutty, Sweet, and Chewy. And it's got these little peanut butter clumps in there along with M&Ms.
It's got the cashew, which is top 3 favorite nut.
Can I see the other one you have there? You got 2 of them. You got the one, and I've seen that. And
this one, white frosted crunch mix. I can't believe how good that is.
Yeah, those things and those, I go crazy in that section, and it's all that stuff's very expensive for the most part. Yeah, just the bigger one is what I'm looking for.
That's the healthier one.
Yeah, this is a one that I would do. In fact, I do a lot of these. This is kind of like my snack stuff now. I don't do the cranberries or the raisins. But yeah, cashews and
the
regular
cranberries and
nut
the raisins
mix.
are so good.
Okay, so this nutty, sweet, and chewy one.
Are good.
It says it's got 8 servings in here at 160 calories. What's 160 times 8? I can eat this entire thing
in one sitting.
In a half of an episode of The Office. It'll be 12 minutes in.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like 12 minutes in, and it's gone already.
How many in that whole thing?
It's so whatever 160 times 8 is.
We can't do that math.
1,000 calories at least.
Over.
And you're still hungry after. You want a hoagie after.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing about. Well, that's just it. Is you're eating it, you're not really filling up. And I'll do nuts is kind of like the snack that I get crazy on now.
1260.
Yeah.
1260.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever did the math in the chat room.
Grant.
Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, that's a solid meal.
That's a solid meal. But
that's all my calories for the day if I'm playing game right.
Over the weekend, I had 6 rounds of these.
Yeah.
It's happening so quick. I go on the scale, go, I'm up 8 pounds.
You need more nuts, less candy. Your problem is all the freaking candy in there. You got M&Ms, you got peanut butter chunks,
Slow it down.
Chocolate things.
Slow it down. No, it's so good.
I don't even dance with the candy stuff. I know that'd be game over for me.
Well, then I looked at how much money I've spent. In the matter of 3 weeks, I'm at $400 worth of trail mix.
It's not cheap. I know.
It's not cheap, and I'm eating at an alarming rate.
I hear you. It's.
You could have worse habits, but you can scale it back.
No, I hear you. I'm seeing how it's all changing so quickly.
You're just saying you need to quit cold turkey, huh? That's Jaybird. He's an all or nothing kind of guy.
He is an all or nothing.
I brought these in here because it's about to get bad. No, I can feel it. I'm getting fatter. I don't want to exercise because of the trail mix. I'm done with it, Virginia.
Wow.
I'm giving it back to Denny's, the pusher.
Got you hooked.
Now, Denny's will take all of that, but he will take 3 months to eat it.
Oh,
because he is so disciplined with portions.
He's like a grandpa squirrel. He knows what I'll take a couple nuts here, then I'll take my break, and
I'll save these for the winter.
Yeah,
man. But then what I had, just like all drugs, You start off with just a little trail mix from Publix, and then you're going into the white frosted crunch mix. I'm getting the one that's just purely bad.
That one's bad.
Oh, it's nothing but frosting. Everything's covered in frosting.
It's frosting. It's sugar.
Oh, yeah, I want it now.
I know. It's good stuff, isn't it? All right. Jaybird's got another addiction.
Take it home.
Don't
One
give
thing
it to
the
me.
other.
I'm trying not to be a
He's
fat
just
ass
throwing
too.
it at anybody. Just get it away from me.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Yeah, so many people on meth. Ow!
Now things are kind of crazy in an already crazy year right now because we got the holidays coming up. People are going to be going to see family for Thanksgiving just in another week, and we got a spike of cases. And the thing that's fascinating to watch with this is it's now starting to hit a lot of the rural areas. So places that weren't worried like the first wave are now trying to figure out, oh, wait, hold on. And these are very family-oriented areas.
North Dakota is like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, Wisconsin. I know even my home state of Ohio is going through some crazy stuff. And they're trying to figure out what to do there. And the people who, they got a Republican governor, but they've got a lot of people who are not cool with any kind of lockdowns or the government trying to tell them how to live their lives. And I saw people on Twitter last night mocking the governor of Ohio for his new restrictions on wedding receptions. The Ohio Department of Health is clamping down on mass gatherings, including the wedding. So they've issued some new rules. If you're going to be going to a wedding in Ohio, they say no socializing in open congregate areas. Okay. They say there's no dancing at weddings. No dancing. Guests must be seated at all times. There are to be no self-serve bar areas or self-serve buffets. Masks must be worn at all times except while eating and drinking. Does that include during the kiss? And each table must have no more than 10 people, and they must all live in the same household. So you could drive somebody to the wedding, but then you can't talk to them while you're there. And I think I saw something else where it's okay if you sit to drink, but you can't stand to drink if you're at a wedding.
Oh, good luck. As soon as I get that bubbly in me, I'm dancing, I'm standing.
I see what they're trying to do because all of these suggestions are correct and appropriate. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you add alcohol, the bird's right. I mean, people's inhibitions come down, panties come off. You can't control people drunk at a wedding.
When you're sober, you think, oh, I can control it. But as soon as you get 3 drinks in, panties coming off.
You forget that we got a pandemic going on.
You do. You forget it.
You're about to have a pandemic.
That's right, pandemic. Well, it is making some people crazy, including one woman in Lantana that apparently thought she would joke on Twitter about shooting Governor Ron DeSantis.
Oh, my goodness.
Can't do that.
Our 2 state senators, Marco Rubio and former Governor Rick Scott.
Girl, what are you doing?
The 55-year-old Lantana woman said that those 3 are looting our state here, and she said she was going to shoot them. And then when the cops questioned her about her post, she's like, it's just a joke.
Ay, ay, ay.
She went on to say that anyone who follows her knows her sense of humor. She loves joking about shooting politicians. It's hilarious. So...
It's hilarious, except if you're a politician.
Right.
Politicians actually do get shot quite a lot if you look in history.
Yes.
So you really shouldn't joke about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is just a terrible crime. There's a burglar that keeps breaking into this HGTV star's Indianapolis home.
Keeps breaking in?
Yes. Karen Lane is on the HGTV show Good Bones. And her place has now been broken into like 3 times.
Oh, my goodness.
And 2 of those 3 times, the burglar has left a fecal surprise behind.
Human?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Getting a pizza is way better than that.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness your stalker doesn't leave those kind of Easter eggs for you.
Then we call the police.
Apparently, the perpetrator knew that Karen was going to be at the wedding of Kelsey Gray, the daughter of the Good Bones star. And when they were gone, they snuck in a back gate and left them their first surprise.
Are they leaving it outside or inside? Because the offense is different.
Because if I'm the judge, I am going to determine what your sentence is, if it's based on inside or outside.
Thank you.
They parked this turd in the garage. So,
in the garage.
Yeah, and they also stole some items too. So it's not only what they're leaving, it's what they're taking.
Yeah, the garage is the house. That is a serious crime.
They say that officers are also analyzing the feces for DNA. So they can do that now. Yeah, if you think you're going to be clever.
If you're in any kind of database for DNA, they will catch you. Or if any of your relatives have done Ancestry.com, they can trace it back to you and figure out who you are.
And they should.
Oh, there's so much DNA in your poo.
Yeah. There's a couple in Largo, Florida that got pulled over on Saturday afternoon and started getting it on in broad daylight. People then called the cops and said, hey, this isn't right. The man and woman were both arrested for felony lewd and lascivious exhibition. So if you're driving around and you're looking out the ocean, you're like, oh, let's just knock it out real quick. You can get in some serious trouble here in the state of Florida.
You can. If someone doesn't want to be cool, you can get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they were gross.
I'm sure, yeah. It just feels like they were gross.
If it's two hot people, then people take a lot longer to call 911.
Yes. It's also the whacked out news, so I think we all kind of assume it's gross.
They're gross.
Mm-hmm. Not a real smart move. On Sunday, some dude decided to roll into the FHP, Florida Highway Patrol's parking lot, and start doing some donuts while hammered.
What?
Yeah, the 26-year-old guy was driving his Dodge Charger when he turned into the parking lot and started aggressively accelerating and turning, leaving donuts, trail marks on the pavement, and smoke. Clearly, they heard it. They came out, and they got the guy who was hammered while he was doing it.
How could you be more dumb?
You need to tase that young man.
He was apparently so drunk they had to take him to the hospital. That's how impaired he was.
I have a girlfriend that did that. She was getting a Dewey, and instead of bringing her to jail, they brought her to the hospital because they're like, you might not live because you drank so much.
Do we know this person?
Yeah, you do.
It seems like we always do, don't we?
That happens.
Yeah.
You know you're drunk when they bring you to the hospital, not the jail.
Yes, no, you're right.
I always like playing this game. Guess Virginia's friend.
That's right.
And
you
I
got
nailed
it.
You got it, huh? Okay. They got some good stories.
Hey, look, they go for it.
Yeah, they do.
Birds of a feather. What do they call it?
Birds of a feather flock together?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
you're looking for?
Thank God
Crazy
Thank God
girls.
Kevin knew that because I was about to say the wrong one. Birds of a feather. Her name is Heather. I don't know.
Some big news in archaeology. A couple stories here. One, there were some guys doing some sewage work in Athens, Greece, and they found a statue. It was down there in the water dating back to around 300 BC.
That's cool.
I think it's older than Christ.
Wow.
How about that, huh? It's a nice little find. And archaeologists in Egypt found more than 100 painted wooden coffins, some containing mummies, dating back 2,500 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. They opened the boxes and the mummies ate their face. So if you find that, leave.
Those archaeologists obviously never watched Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No, you don't open that.
Duh.
Don't open that. Leave that thing closed. All right, coming up here in a couple of minutes, we got some random questions we're going to throw out to you. If a toy company made an action figure of Vicious V, what two accessories would come with it?
Oh, I only get two?
I know, there's so many you could do for Virginia. You have to have multiple figures.
Okay. All right, we'll work that out in our random questions next. People can feel this already. A Vicious V action doll? If we made it, what two accessories should it come with? A lot of suggestions here. Cocktail and a microphone is one, and that seems to make sense.
Yes, but I insist it be a champagne glass.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? There's so many different action figures you could have. You could have Virginia like in action when she's in studio. You could have Virginia Night on the Town. You could have Virginia just in a witch gown.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the witch version.
Yeah.
Where you have the broom.
There'd be so many.
A little pot where you put your little potions in.
Or it could be filled with crawfish.
A cauldron of crawfish.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love
there
it.
it is.
Yeah.
That's just one version.
So here's some of the suggestions. If we had a Vicious V action figure, what accessories would come with it? Somebody said a knife and a bottle of champagne.
That's awesome.
Maybe a Gucci purse and an I Live in Tequesta sticker.
Oh, I love that.
There'd also be an edition, the crawfish edition of Virginia, where you're kind of in your summer attire. Yeah, Cajun Virginia.
Yeah.
You've got little crawfish that you can buy for accessories. Oh, I wish this was real.
Like Barbie has a dog, I have a little crawfish.
Yes.
Yeah. You got martini and a charcuterie board.
That's a good one, too.
All of it's great.
Yeah. Sunglasses and a red Solo cup.
Love it.
Okay, that works. Yeah, you could have Saints Virginia where she's in her Saints jersey.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'll have to get NFL licensing. It's going to be a little pricey, but
we could do this, though. All right, some great stuff. All right, Jaybird, for you definitely have to have pizza.
Pizza would be one of my. So I was thinking pizza and then a side little character of Chewie. You see that with G.I. Joes. If they have a dog that comes as one of their accessories.
Sidekick. Okay,
yeah.
Can we get him the blind guy's stick and the glasses? I think that'd be funny.
Just let the silence take care of her terrible joke. That's what I do now. I don't even say anything, okay? Just let the silence absorb her evil.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to laugh.
She'll fill with her own laughter.
I will. I will laugh at my own joke.
No, not only is she mean, she laughs at her own mean joke.
Yeah, she will. That's how she does it.
And I'd be honored to have those accessories with Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's blind. It's not a shock.
I think we know what Denny's accessories would be.
Weed and then weed.
Yeah.
A bong.
Yeah.
You could do so many cool ones with Denny's.
Yeah, I think, you would have the bong in one hand. Maybe a paintbrush. You like to paint, don't you?
Rufus the cat could be in it.
You could have Denny's version of the shrimp one where he's just him taking care of his shrimp.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
And it comes with your own shrimp, your own sea monkeys that you can play along with.
Oh, I love it.
It's interactive.
Gosh, what a great set this would be, huh?
We could put it all together and I could steal his shrimp and put him in my cauldron and cook him with the crawfish.
That would be part of the storyline. You could connect the play sets together. Why isn't this real? I love this.
Yes.
You love figurines.
I do.
You'd love to play with these action figures today.
I could, because I just know you could have the same character, but a bunch of different versions of it, different editions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fun thing to talk about.
Somebody loves a Barbie.
Okay, another random question here. What species other than humans would be the worst to have turn into zombies?
I mean,
other than humans.
Zombie crows would not.
Yeah, any kind of zombie bird.
Well, they can still fly and attack you. I think when the birds turn on us, we're done as humans.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, zombie birds would be terrifying. Absolutely. You got so many scary animals around here. Anything from sharks, pythons, bears.
Question: if it's a shark zombie, does that shark is it able to go on land?
No, and that's I don't think so. I don't know though.
I mean,
it's
he's
already
still
dead.
a shark.
Okay,
Does it need to breathe?
Just want to see what the rules are at.
But they don't have feet, like they can't walk. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about I think the birds is terrifying.
Birds will get you.
Dogs. There's a lot of cats out there. If the cats turned on us, I don't know if we have a chance.
How would you feel if Chewie turned on you?
It's not going to go well for your show, Kevin. Yeah. You keep ripping on Chewie. You keep bringing down the show.
Zombie Chewie. That's a storyline.
Terrifying.
And then he eats your face.
Okay. Another random question. What would be your first question after waking up from being frozen for 100 years? First thing you ask.
Do you know it's 100 years later?
That would be the question. I think your first question would be, what year is it? Where am I and what year is it? I think that'd be your first question. Where am I?
For the sake of the game, let's say you wake up and you know what year. It's 100 years later.
And they're like, hey, you were in the hospital. It's 100 years in the future. You've been out for 100 years.
What would be the one question you'd want to know?
Well, first off, why? Why was I out for 100 years?
Why am I back?
Yeah.
Who saved me? Who put me under this weird experiment?
Do I have great-great-grandchildren?
Did I ever take a wife? Is she dead? Yes, she is, because she's old. I was just working that out in my head.
There's no way even your kids are still alive.
Yeah, I think you would ask about your own condition, then you'd ask about family.
Right.
And that would be a wife, kids, grandkids.
I don't know if I could handle
great-grandkids.
it. I don't think I could handle it mentally. I'd be so freaked out.
I don't think anybody could handle it mentally. I think if you come out of being whatever 100 years later.
Well, what would be the first question you would ask after you figure out where you are, what's going on with your family?
Can I have a stiff drink?
I would be interested to see what the food situation's like. Can I get a pizza stat? I mean, you're hungry. You haven't eaten in so long.
You don't want to find out what's going on in the world? Like,
it's going to be chaos. I already know that answer.
Pizza first, world later.
Yeah, he's not worried about, like, if we're in a place of chaos, is there still a United States? What the heck is going on? No, he's asking about pizza.
Deep down, I know there'll be some chaos around, but will there be pizza?
There'll be chaos in pizza.
I agree. I think there's going to be chaos, and I think pizza is only going to I think it's going to be easier to attain.
Okay. You want pizza? I want a cocktail. We all have our little security blanket.
Ooh, pizza cocktail.
Ooh.
Okay, you got to spend $1 billion in a week, and if you succeed, you get more. But you can't spend it on stocks, vehicles, real estate, or put it in a bank. What do?
Stocks, vehicles, real estate, or save it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I throw one in there too? Because it's an easy out. You can't give it all to charity either, because then the game's over.
It is, yeah.
I would buy. Well, first of all, I'm making that chocolate river finally, and we are putting a lot.
You make a stadium for your wiffle ball dreams.
Yeah, I'm making a stadium. But that's not that much money compared to how much money you have to spend.
And isn't that real estate?
Well, you're. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Virginia's hard.
I think it'd be fun to roll into every bar and restaurant you find and pick up everybody's tab.
Oh, that's a given.
One after another.
Even with that, though, could you still spend?
That'd be a lot if you're talking about $1 billion in a week.
You should go to strip clubs, high-end strip clubs. You can get rid of a lot of money quick. I know.
Oh, if you go to a strip club with $1 billion, you may not leave clinically alive.
The strippers know how to help you clean it.
Yeah.
They can help you get rid of that money quick.
I think that's a great idea, going to bars and all that, but could you really do that in a week where you're spending $1 billion?
No, you need something that's bigger. I guess you could go and... Okay, well, it says you can't spend it on vehicles. I was going to say, yeah, you could get some items and just start buying them for people. What could you buy for people? Doesn't say anything about boats.
Food. You could buy them food.
Yeah.
But then again, if I want to,
you're not going to get through $1 billion in a week.
If I want to buy Virginia a series of TGI Fridays,
you could purchase corporations.
But isn't that real estate?
No, you buy the corporation. You don't buy the building they rent.
So I could buy Pepsi and Coke.
Yeah.
I think they're probably valued over $1 billion.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder what Coca-Cola's value is.
Maybe I'll buy, just the generic Dr. Pepper instead. Because I can't think Kevin's right. I think $1 billion is too short to play with either one of those guys.
But you could buy other companies.
This Coca-Cola. Is it Coca-Cola owns Dr. Pepper?
Yeah. But I'm saying generic style.
Oh.
Because I don't think $1 billion is enough.
What's the generic Dr. Pepper?
It depends on who you go with. I mean, Dr. Publix is my favorite.
Dr. Publix.
I feel like you would go to him for medical as well.
Dr. Thunder, the Walmart version, just as good. Very, very sweet.
Gives you terrible gas.
Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Butt Thunder.
Okay, if you had the opportunity to change the sound of your fart, what would you choose?
Oh, butt thunder.
You would make it sound like thunder?
That'd be fun and horrifying.
I think I like an ahuga horn.
I like a baby's giggle.
I might do a Yoda laugh.
Okay, every time you toot?
Yeah.
Something sweet?
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. All right. Anything you would like to add into this very bizarre discussion, you always can. 877-979-WRMF. A lot of people had some interesting ideas on how to get through that $1 billion we were talking about just a second ago in the random questions, where we were saying that you got to basically spend $1 billion, but you can't do it with charity and stocks and all that kind of stuff. One of the answers said buy some jewelry or gold. It's a good way to blow through $1 billion.
Okay, yeah, buy gold or jewelry. Good call.
Somebody else said you could buy a sports team like the Yankees.
Yes.
Good way to blow through $1 billion.
Yeah, how much was the Mets sell? Remember J-Lo and A-Rod were trying to get the Mets? How much was that going for?
A couple $100 million.
Yeah, you could do that.
We could totally do that.
You could hire celebrities for a party. Depends, because sometimes they'll go for multiple millions.
You're right.
If you want to get through $1 billion, though, it's going to be a lot of celebrities.
I mean, you're going to have the most
But
action.
they would take as much as you want to pay them, though. That's the other thing, too. You could pay them as much as you want.
Good point.
So-
That'd be an action-packed week.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun.
Yeah, you could actually overpay. So, interesting stuff we got there. Thank you for your thoughts on that. Saw something that could be delicious and fun. I love it now because sometimes the best things on food items are the actual sidecar item. It's not the main one. Like Cinnabon is going to be selling pints of their frosting for $6 during the holidays, which, if it comes to it, I used to love the Cinnabons. Yeah, the bun themselves is great, but it's the Cinna that's the part that's just amazing. I love the icing.
If a woman smelled like a Cinnabon, I mean, you marry that woman, right?
Oh, man.
They make Cinnabon flavored lip gloss.
Oh.
But every time I would put it on, I'd be like instantly hungry.
lips.
Yeah, it makes no sense if you're trying to keep any kind of diet regimen.
Mm-hmm. So what are the food accessories that are best actually solo? Like the icing from the Cinnabon.
Like the black crunchy things from the Carvel cake.
Yes.
That'd be a great example. What else would you add to that list? We'll discuss next.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after-the-show podcast. Watch or listen on kvjshow.com.
My mother-in-law will make my 12-year-old son Cannon those rolls that you get with the icing on top, but she gets extra icing somehow, and it is like just a sea of icing and just a little bit of roll, and you can't even see the top of the roll. It just looks like a big sheet of icing, and somewhere, if you carve away at that icing, there's a roll in there somewhere. And I'll honestly say, I think that's doing it right. I'm one of those people where you can't have too much icing when it comes to those rolls in the Cinnabon.
It's easy to make your own icing, too. It's just powdered sugar and butter.
Oh, Mama, keep talking.
Delicious.
It's really fun to make your own icing and so much cheaper than buying store-bought icing.
Yeah.
Just a little tidbit.
I just feel like store-bought icing, they're putting all the terrible chemicals in there, and that's why you do want it. Because if you're eating icing anyway, you're not worried about your health or your well-being.
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
How do you rate Cinnabon's icing on the scale of the best icings available?
It's amazing.
It's up there. I mean, you know me, man. Any kind of mall food courty type of food.
Yeah, that's your thing.
That is just my game, and I 10 out of 10.
Not too bad, I guess. $6 a pint, is that a lot?
No, it's good.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Okay.
And it's also going to impress your guests when you show them, look, they got the Cinnabon icing. This is legit.
Well, then all of a sudden, now you have guests over, you bring out the Cinnabon icing, and they hold on, I also got this Reese's peanut butter cake. You bring out that cake. Now your guests are very impressed with you.
Yeah. What is the best icing that they have? Because I like the Cinnabon, but I think my all-time favorite is that it's like a whipped butter type of
buttercream
icing.
You can make that. It's so
oh my goodness.
Powdered sugar, milk, you have butter, you can add vanilla.
Oh, there's something about it. It's just whipped.
If you don't want to make it yourself either, Publix sells bags of buttercream icing, and
Love
you can
that.
buy it. It's by the cake.
I would just pour that right into my mouth.
No one in here is baking it, Emerald. We're going to go out and buy it is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'll make it for you. It's so easy.
Dare you. I don't think you'll do it.
You know what's good? A lemon icing. Oh, it's my favorite icing in the world.
Really?
A light, delicate lemon icing. Oh,
Okay. So many good icings.
so good.
If you want the Cinnabon icing, you can get them only from their stores or if you use the delivery apps.
That would be
Cinnabon to your house.
a great little Christmas gift, a stocking stuffer, little Cinnabon icing for the icing lover and you.
Oh, yeah. Love icing. What is the best food accessory that's awesome solo?
So I was thinking of a couple. Obviously, the black crunchy things from the Carvel cakes. You also have the Lucky Charms marshmallows from the cereal. Is that what we're doing? Those kind of.
Because my son's the same way. He goes through the entire bag and only eats the marshmallows.
I
I'm
get
like, why
it.
do we waste our time buying a whole bag of
They
cereal?
sell just the marshmallows now
know.
on
We need
Amazon.
that.
Yeah.
But has your son delved into the chocolate Lucky Charms, where you have a chocolate base with those marshmallows?
Don't know that. You have to ask him that.
Okay.
I haven't asked. I was unaware of that.
How do you feel about the Frankenberry cereal?
I love all of love those Count Chocula. I love all of the Blueberry. I'm a fan.
Blueberry, it's blue.
I don't know. I love it.
Does Oreo cream rank anywhere?
Yes.
The cream does.
Yeah.
Now, we get a little weird when it comes to the cookie part. I feel
Not talking cookie.
I know.
Yeah, it's talking cream here.
But there's a stank on the cream because of the cookie. Just
But
be prepared
we're talking
for
about
that.
like Cinnabon. You can get the cream without the cookie.
But the Cinnabon...
You can buy the Oreo cream. I've seen it.
Oh, I've gotten it.
Yeah.
I think...
we got it.
Yeah, Sarah from Twitter got it for me.
We got it for the show.
Mm-hmm. Would that be an argument for number one? Or what about crumbles from muffins?
Oh.
You know, whatever that sugary type thing is where they get the big chunks and they fall off and they're so good.
So good.
God, I'm a crumble guy.
What is the food accessory that is most awesome solo? You got some great things from different icings, creams, marshmallows from cereal, crumbles from muffins, chocolate crunchies from ice cream cake.
You bring up...
What's the best?
You bring up crumbles. Publix has got this cheesecake.
Yeah.
Apple cheesecake with these crumbles on it. And there's so many stars in this one cake. It's almost like
Is it a strudel?
It's a strudel.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a strudel.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could eat that in 2 seconds.
That's a breakfast strudel, but honestly, you could sit down and eat the whole thing by yourself.
Oh, I have.
I have.
And
I believe you.
And I'll do it again. Dare me.
You might think this is gross, but you know that garlic sauce that Papa John's gives you with the pizza?
I'll drink it.
I could drink it.
That's a great one, and it should be talked about more.
It's not talked about enough.
You're right. I love it. I could do this all day, Kevin.
Any other suggestions, you can let us know here. And I see everybody's going to the app stuff. Cinnabon's even got the apps. That's where they say you can go there and get that and deliver the icing to your house.
Whoa.
Yeah. Everybody's got one, and that's going to be the biggest thing. Not only were people doing it before the pandemic, but because of the pandemic, apps and ordering from them are more important than ever. So what are the best shopping apps? The top 3 that experts are telling you need to download and use this holiday season. I got for you next. Guess you guys start thinking about ordering your gifts for the holidays because everybody's going to be doing stuff. People are also just ordering regular household supplies, which that's kind of chaotic as well. I'm starting to get emails from KVJ Nationers that are saying, oh my gosh, it's just tough to even find some of those regular products again that started to sell out during the beginning of the pandemic, like the TP and stuff. People were saying that that is starting to sell out. So you're going to have a lot of people trying to ship stuff all over the place this holiday season.
You know, honey and peanut butter Uncrustables never survived the pandemic. Not in South Florida anyway. Ever since the pandemic hit, you can't get them anywhere.
They're gone.
Some things are just gone. You can't get.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. There have been a lot of things that have just disappeared during the pandemic.
The pandemic murdered Uncrustables.
Yeah. That kind of stuff is happening.
Are they just selling out at a rapid rate, or have they stopped making as many?
I've got an Uncrustable person inside source, and they say this area is not getting those peanut butter Uncrustables with the honey for some reason, and they're blaming it on the pandemic. That's all I can say.
Is it a manufacturing issue?
I've already said too much.
Someone's going to take you out.
Someone is going to.
Well, we don't want that.
Crazy, yeah. So there's some different stuff that you're going to be doing when it comes to holidays, so jump on it pretty quick. And they say that if you're going to be shopping with apps, the experts say that there are 3 apps that are the best when it comes to holiday shopping.
Okay.
That'll make it easy for you to get the best stuff and at the best price. Flip is one of the 3 they recommend. It's FLIPP. It's free, and this app pulls all the store circulars, enabling customers to review deals all in one place. It also alerts consumers to deals, and it allows users to create their own digital shopping list, which instantly finds the best deals for the items on their list. Flip does that.
I'm downloading it now.
Okay. Second app they recommend you jump on is PopCart. They say this app sends you in-stock alerts for hard-to-find items based on your location. PopCart can also make comparing prices easy because it shops for your desired items across multiple retailers at once.
I wonder if that's there was one of those little apps that helped me find a food item at a Whole Foods in Palm Beach Gardens, but it was the only store in South Florida that had that item.
Yeah, and it's a good feature to have.
It's really cool.
Yeah, sounds like this one might do that. And then the third app that they're recommending is called Cently, Cently. You never have to search for a coupon code again because Cently automatically sniffs out and applies coupons for you at checkout to ensure you score the best deal every single time.
Honey does that as well. Same thing. Honey.
Okay.
Honey is an app. I have that, and that works half the time.
Half the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Well, we'll post these up on Facebook, and if you have any other apps that you think are great for shopping this time of year, it's the time of year where people are going to be shopping. We'll get that up on our Facebook page and also on our webpage at kvjshow.com.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show.
Those straps I was just talking about posted up on the KVJ Show Facebook page right now. If you're looking for convenience and savings, that's pretty much what they are all about. Some people shouted out a couple of their favorite shopping apps, though, that everybody's going to be using. Somebody said the best 5 shopping apps are Macy's, Groupon, eBay, Amazon, and QVC. Do you use any of those, Virginia?
I use Macy's, eBay, and Amazon.
Okay, what would you say? Are they good?
Yeah, they have deals. With Macy's, if you're a Star Rewards member, you can get points, and then that equals cash off, percentage off. I like anything that gives me a coupon.
Okay.
Guys, I hate coupons.
Amazon, for me, is quick, basic, generic. I don't find that they always have the best prices. And sometimes I'll buy something on Amazon and then I'll go back to get it like a couple months later when I've run out of my first supply and the price increases a lot. And
Really?
I don't play that. When I see the price jump up a whole bunch, I just don't order it a second time.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of game Amazon's playing with me, but
They're all games, Virginia.
You ain't doubling the cost of my product.
They're all games.
Shame, shame, shame. They know they're a game.
Well, then I'll switch up my product and not get it from you.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of the other ones that people were saying, somebody said Rakuten, Rakuten is amazing. Not only does it apply coupon codes, but it gives you cash back for almost every single purchase, and they send you a check in the mail. Okay.
That's from Mr. Rakuten.
Mr. Rakuten, yes, who sent that in. So there you go. Some shopping apps if you're looking for that, if you're going to be getting into that. Have you started holiday shopping yet, Virginia?
I have. I
Yeah.
did some online stuff. I made some early purchases for the children.
Yeah.
When I saw things that I knew they would like and I saw good deals.
Are you one of those people that shops year-round where whenever you find stuff, you'll grab it,
No,
put it on hold?
I don't stop. I don't start before November.
Okay.
No, I'm not one of those people. I just, there's too many other things at other times of the month.
If you want to hear how I do Christmas shopping, I wait till December 24th, and then I go to Barnes & Noble. They've got everything.
So handy.
Barnes & Noble, it's expensive, but they really do have amazing gifts. It's not just about books.
No, they really, we've talked about it before. It's just be careful. It's going to be very busy in there.
It's going to be busy. It's going to be pricey, but, I mean, they have cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. People are selling off saying Rakuten is good. People that use that. And another tip is if you shop using Affirm or Klarma, I think is the name, they are payment apps, so you can split up your payments for items interest-free. So that's how you can get stuff you can't afford.
'Tis the season to get stuff you can't afford.
Season. I'm going to get into the After the Show podcast here in less than 10 minutes. You can check it out live on Facebook or YouTube, or it is free on the 97.9 WRMF app. In fact, that's where I would go. If you want to check out anything KVJ, you can listen to the entire show without music and commercials. Plus, we got the bonus After the Show podcast and a bonus clip from the show every single day. And if you will plug in 4 hours on either our mobile app or our streaming player at 979WRMF.com, you could pick up a 4-day, 3-night, 5-star vacation for two to the Sandals Negril Beach Resort and Spa in Jamaica. We throw in the airfare as well. 4 hours a day on any of those platforms will get you an entry for that win. And every single Friday, we do a free trip Friday for the next month.
And it tallies it for you. You don't have to keep track of your hours. For every 4-hour increment, you get one more entry.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Do you want me to start asking you some hard questions too, Kev, that you have to
guess on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm a detail bitch.
Okay. That's your music, Jaybird.
It is, my friend. Do you want it? Okay, you want it now?
Yeah.
He wants it now. He wants it.
Big Daddy?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
Facebook.
Love that. Good stuff.
Do you need more KVJ Show? Find everything KVJ at kvjshow.com.